What's up? What's up, everybody? I was trying to make it not be dark this time, but I'm just gonna have to be in the dark for y'all. I feel like you can see me enough. Um, Welcome to episode 11 of Shop Talk. Um, Today I'm winging it here because I'm waiting to see if my regulars want to get on or not. So our topic is, let me do my disclaimers, of course, even though right now it's just me. I'm going to start off with everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's what it is. An opinion. There's no experts out on any of these panels. Everybody's entitled to their own. I'm listening to myself. So, nobody should take it personal. We're going to be respectful as we can to each other, but realizing we all have our own opinion. And the goal to this platform is for people to come on and express their own opinions or their own situations and stuff. And maybe it can help, we can help one another with maybe something that we're struggling or relate to. So our topic for today is, it's very dark. I don't like that. Our topic for today is it okay to have, to maintain relationships with people from our past when you're in a new relationship? So that means ex-girlfriends or boyfriends, they're the friends or families of the exes, or maybe it's not even just a girlfriend, maybe just someone you messed with, someone you dealt with, someone you dated, or maybe just someone you had like a super crush on or had a crush on you, whatever. So first off, let's say for me, I have maintained friendships with people from my past my whole life. Even like I want to say I'm the coolest on the planet and shit. So I let things go, even if it's like a bad situation, and then I get over it, and then we can still be cool or whatever. But today, I don't necessarily think that is the best way to go. I feel like maybe you should let your past be your past, and your present be your present. Like, deal with those in the present. Let me say, that doesn't mean that you have to have beef with the person or not speak to them. You like, oh, I hate you or anything like that. But you can maintain some cordialness. You see someone, hey, how you doing? Whatever type of greeting or show love you want to do that. But all that trying to be, oh, we besties now, stop playing. No. First of all, I feel like if you would mess with that person, you definitely should leave them the hell alone. Maybe if you're single, but if you're in a relationship, you should probably let them be where they are. I don't know. See, this is where I need my panel, because I need people to like bounce off of. But I was trying to see if people would automatically get the notification and jump in the inbox, jump on the messages, or either join the live without me like calling them to get on, or like feeling the pressure of them getting on. It's weird. It's saying bring you on camera. You agree that they should not be friends or keep communication going, like with a new like when you're in a relationship, if you want someone from your past but they're cool as shit or whatever, you don't have no beef with them, and they hit you up, are you answering? Are you ignoring them? Are you, let me see, hold on guys. You don't have no beef with them. What? Are you answering? Oh, it's bouncing off your Facebook.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome sauce. I didn't catch the last part that you were saying.
I'm saying, like, so if you are cool, let me just pause real quick. And is it too dark? Do I need to go somewhere else? Or is it not that bad?
Oh no, it's darker than a motherfucker, but
All right, let me go in another room. But so what I was saying was, so if you and the person that you were cool with, you don't have beef, nothing has happened, like y'all just didn't make it or whatever, and then you're in a new relationship and they're calling and hitting you up like just on some hey, how you doing type of thing. Are we answering? Are we kicking it with them? Are we like, nah, I'm good? Like how does that play out for you?
I think there's a fine line with that. Um, I, I, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on what type of time whomever you're dealing with in that other person is on, right? So, like, I think there's a fine line with that. Hold on for a second. I
All
don't. I mean, I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on what type of time. I don't know. Hold on for a second.
right, guys.
All right, my fault. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. What I was saying was it's kind of like a fine line with that because, like, so for me, I don't necessarily mind. I think you have to have a certain level of trust with whomever you're dealing with. That they're not, whether they're it's somebody they knew from their past, or if it's somebody that's walking down the street that they that happened to catch their eye, that they're gonna keep it a buck and consider what I mean, what they have at stake to lose in that space. I don't think I necessarily have a problem with it. I think sometimes it gets a little bit too much. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
too
Like,
friendly.
yeah, because for me, like, like, what's a friend? Like, what do you mean by friend? You know what I mean? Like, how do you classify that whole with friendship? Like, y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all spend X amount of time, whenever, in whatever point in time, doing whatever y'all been doing with each other. Y'all broke up, and now y'all are these, quote unquote friends. What did that entail? You know what I mean? What did that friendship look like? And then if y'all are friends, like, shouldn't we all goddamn be friends too? Then, like, should we all just, you know what I mean? Should it be like, you know what I mean, us, the three of us, or whatever the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, what did that friend thing mean? So I think it's probably gonna really more boil down to like how you and your person move more than anything, and how you feel, how much you trust them. Because if I have complete trust in them, like for me, like I leave people to do what they choose to do. I'm not going to, do any preemptive things to stop you from, moving out here in the world how you choose to move out here in the world. So if that means you come across your ex and, you start having conversations that good and hell damn well you wouldn't have in my presence, well, then that's on you. I don't have anything to do with that. That's you've made a decision. But short of that, I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to boil down to whatever level of trust the two people are on. But I think overall it should be cool if two people know how to, you know what I mean, maintain themselves, and you know what I mean, and keep it above board. But I would need to know what the hell what does this friendship look like? What does friends mean? Because I mean, I have a definition for that. You know what I mean? Like, what's the definition for it then?
What for the friendship? Because I mean, I like that's what I'm saying. Like I've dealt with people that I don't know. First of all, I realized I use the word friend way too casually in my history. Like I call
Right.
it my damn friend. Like, oh, we're friends, we're friends. These motherfuckers do not be my friend. Like
Right.
that's the first part. So um my decisions now aren't even based off of my relationship now. It's based off of me finding myself and recognizing like, why are you calling folks your friend? like,
Right.
like, do they like what makes it a friendship or whatever? Because you're still cool, like because y'all didn't fight or whatever. That's a whole nother topic. But for me, I don't know. I just think it's
Still cool,
easier
like, because
to
y'all didn't fight
move
whatever.
on without
That's a whole.
that's yours or mine. That's you. Um it's easier to move on without without bringing that into a new relationship. Like, I just feel like it can cause confusion or upset, even if nobody's necessarily doing anything wrong. For me, I don't know. Uh, I haven't gotten cheated on by every man, but I've definitely been cheated on. I've definitely been in not even situations for me, but like been around situations, watching how people move. So yeah, to me, it's like, I'm not. I don't want to leave nothing open for foolishness. Like, I don't want you to feel any type of way, and I don't want to feel any type of way. So for me, it's like a no. Like, just like, let's not do it. But okay, what happens when in the case where your partner does? Like, is that like a nah, then we can't do this, or like, are you gonna try to? Like,
I think before that person's going to be my partner, we're going to establish who our friends are, right? Like, if somebody you randomly call somebody your goddamn friend, then let's know who all our friends are. Like, let's establish that in the beginning. Like, don't get me, a year and like, oh, this is my friend, Tabitha. Bitch, Tabitha who? Who fuck Tabitha, nigga? Like, nah, we're not about to do this. So, like, let's establish, like, so before we even got to that point, we would have to have established what that's supposed to look like for us. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, cause we all have male, and female friends in terms of, the opposite sex. So that's not weird or awkward or strange. And there's nothing even wrong with that. And there's a lot of relationships where, they start off dating, but for whatever reason, they just we're not compatible in that way. And
right.
they're just cool now. Like, they can just kick it and it could just be what it is. That's very possible. So it's not even on that kind of time. You know what I'm saying? But I
But
think
that's saying, are you okay with that? Like, would you be comfortable? Like, oh, they tried to date, it didn't work. Now they're cool. They hang out sometimes. Like, you're okay with that? Because to me, I'm like, I don't know.
excuse me.
I don't like.
I mean, see, we didn't define hanging out. We said friends, nigga. I don't know about all that. Like, again, I would have to have a clear understanding of what that looked like, and also have a well-defined level of goddamn trust with this particular person to be able to be like, yeah, go hang out with old girl. I mean, that's not at this age. That wouldn't be ideal for me for nobody that I'm dealing with to be hanging out with their exes like on that kind of time like that. But I
Yeah,
don't know that I would be like, you know what I mean, firm foot down like, oh, don't go hang out with her. I definitely would be trying to understand like what the fuck though. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that's something that I would trip too much about because again, I definitely feel like people got to move how they feel comfortable with moving. And if that's what you want to do, then you're going to do it regardless, whether it's this person or that. You're going to do what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my thing is like, look, and then if I decide that shit don't really work for me, I don't like every time I turn around, this bitch calling me talking about, let's go out of the bar. Like, then I'm just going to be like, nah, I'm not fucking with it like that no more. And then you do what you want to do with it,
yeah. I mean, in this day and age, I just realized like, it takes me a moment to adjust to shit anyways. Like, I might say like, nah, I'm not feeling that, whatever, but I recognize that motherfuckers are gonna do what they want to do, and then you just have to decide if it's make or break for you. Because
right.
But if I had it my way, nope. No bitches, sorry.
Yeah.
Nope, it's a no. I don't care. I'm one of them. Like, nope. You said, wait, are we all? Nope, we ain't all. Nah, y'all go on. Nope, I don't want him to do it. Nope.
Nah, because you know what? I just feel like when it comes to like that kind of thing, you can't stop people from doing what they gonna do.
That's
You don't
true.
have. So it's like if it's in a brother or a sister, whomever, if it's a male and a female, whatever, however it goes, if it's in that person's spirit to move like that, they gonna do it no matter what. They gonna do it. You know what I mean? They're gonna find a way to do it. They're gonna, you know what I mean? They gonna, whether they start lying, sneaking, and whatever the hell to get around, you finding out about it, they gonna do it anyway. So my thing is like, if that's what they want to do, all you can do is stand back and be like, y'all, yeah, like that really don't work for me.
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I mean? Like if it don't work, like you gotta let people live free. Like shit.
Well, I
Do
definitely
what
don't
you
want
do.
the whole. If you got to sneak around and do all that, then I'm saying if I had a choice, which
Right? No. I get it.
my choice is nah, fuck out of here, all y'all. Nope. Hey, that's all done. Yep.
But the reality is, though, that a lot of people, not a lot of people, but like there's a good majority of the world that of people that have been in relationships and it just didn't work out, and they can move on and have a friendship. Like for example, like Hank's father, like we had a, we didn't have a long time relationship. We were,
Right.
dated when we were fucking 16 and 15 or some shit like that years old, and shit was crazy when we were children, but the truth of the matter, we were fucking kids. We didn't have no business fucking around trying to be nobody's parents, but we did it. He did what he did. I did what I did. I raised our son, and now today, after him not playing the best role he could have probably played in Hank's life, I definitely look at Hank as somebody like my homeboy. I fucks with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can see Hank and have a conversation and kick it and chop it up and not feel no kind of way about anything. You know what I'm saying? Because like you can transition beyond certain moments and really get on that kind of time. You know what I'm saying? And there's a host of other people that you may have had a dealing with, or had attempted to talk to or tried to date or whatever, and the shit just didn't work out, and then you were able to just maintain that thing with that person and it just be cool like that. You know what I mean? Some people just make better friends than they did in relation. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I think that's why I happen to know that it's very possible that people could just be friends. Like, oh, that's my homeboy, or you. Like, I've had people say to me, like, I've seen, ran into him place, and they be like, oh, I'd be like, oh, what up? And they be like, yo, I'd be like, oh, that's my son, father. They be like, damn, y'all just talk like that? Like, yeah, why the fuck wouldn't we?
Yeah, no, I don't mean like that though, because to me it's like, yeah, I don't give a damn who speaks, who's each like cordial and even cool, like laughing and joking for a minute, whatever. I'm talking about like folks actually like really playing active, like I'm coming over, oh, let's go out. Like that's different than just being cordial and like I'm cool with everybody, but
So
I'm
you're talking about some
not
dead
hanging
ass,
out
like
with
they
everybody. I'm not
calling this nigga on the phone, and or he's calling her on the phone, pouring
like,
out their heart with their problems, and
yeah.
let's get together and talk about it over drinks type of stuff.
Go have drinks. Yeah, like, oh, let's go out to eat. Oh, let's like,
Like,
you
yeah, nah, I'm all set with that.
know,
Like, again, for me, that's gonna be something established in the beginning. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, again, I was talking about more from a general standpoint of having general friends, people that you know what I mean in your life, that were in your life, in your path, that you know what I mean. And it's, yeah, so for me, from that perspective, like, yeah, that's totally cool. When it gets to like all that extra shit and like, you know what I mean, like, I'm seeing this motherfucker, you know what I mean, and y'all on some extra type of shit where you niggas is hanging out more than the fuck we hanging out. Like, nah, like, I'm not really with that. But
right.
again, that would be something for me. I would like to think I would know in the beginning, and I would let somebody know, like, listen, if that's the type of time that you're on, I could let you know, like, right off the cuff, that ain't gonna be for me. I know it's not gonna be for me. So I respect what you're doing. I respect the relationship you have, and I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna make a decision for myself because I don't rock like that. You know what I mean? That ain't gonna, like, that might be cool for the first month or two, but then after that, then it's gonna change, and it's like, then it's gonna be feeling like I'm acting different or whatever. When in reality was, I never really liked the shit in the beginning, so, and I just didn't want to come out and say the shit. So you know what I'm saying? So let's not even go through all of that shit. Nah, I'm not fucking with that. You know what I'm saying?
I never liked it to begin. That's me. Day one, we just went on the date, and I'm already like, declaring shit. Like, no, I don't like it. Like, Tim, I met you yesterday.
Like,
Yeah,
who's that? Like, yo, they'll be like, who's that? And they'll be like, my mother? You be like, oh, because she was staring at me.
But well, are you gonna introduce us? Like, nah. So what about like, God, how does this break off? Like, all right, you and the guy dated for years. Y'all built y'all's whole life around y'all. So then it's like the kids are attached. The well, not the but because you married or not, I'm saying like the family of that person, the friends, y'all got mutual friends. Like, do we like is it like off with their heads? Like,
No, I don't think we all got to break the fuck up now. I don't think we all got to break
Like
up.
my brother-in-law is still one of my besties.
Right, like I don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think
So
it requires a full on breakup with everybody, especially if you've developed your own separate relationships within those units. Excuse me, it's just not as easy to just be like, all right, like I'm not dealing with him or her. So like, you know what I mean? You know, forget your mom, forget your sister, forget your aunt, fuck them kids. Like it, you know what I mean? You can't really be on that kind of time. So, but I do think if you get back, if you've moved on into a serious relationship, right?
yeah,
I think at that point there has to be some consideration, right? Like so, I don't know what that looks like for a lot of people. I mean, I would be skeptical myself, but that might look like having a conversation like, this is such and such. I got mad love for old girl mom, da 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 da. So just putting motherfuckers on to who these particular people are that you have in your life that you consider important to you, so that one day I don't just wake up and you talking about like, oh yeah, I'm about to go to Ma Duke's goddamn 85th birthday party. Nigga, who the fuck Mom Duke? I thought your mom was like 55. Nigga, what's going on? I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you kind of gotta, like, those are those things where I keep saying, like, you gotta establish and ask them questions and figure that shit out in the beginning, because you don't want to get hit in the head with, oh, this my friend a year in. This my friend mama. You know what I mean? I'm taking my friend mama to the Foxwoods. Like, no, the fuck you not. Like,
right.
she don't got no sons or nothing, nigga. Like, fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, So
Yeah.
it's fucking weird. So I mean, I think those kind of things have to be established well into the beginning, and you got to be honest about that type of shit if you ain't really with it, because that shit will blow the fuck up in your face.
Wait, how weird is this? Let me put this little weird person on blast. It says Ali something. He says, "Does size matter?"
I'm
What?
sorry.
Like, bruh, you on the wrong damn. You on the wrong.
He's putting that from YouTube. Get your ass up out of here.
Let's
The
see.
size of your goddamn brain does. Get your ass on.
Oh, look at this.
Unless you're
Block.
not, huh?
Block. Said no more comments from his dumb ass. I think so. Thank you
Oh,
for showing me that I can block your stupid ass.
better get the hell on with all them goddamn vowels. But I got that shit though.
Yeah, my fault. He just threw off my whole train. I'm like, what the?
That's because you're streaming from YouTube, and it ends up being a lot. You're putting it on all your thingies, so I mean all your social media platforms. So the motherfuckers are just acting like a whole foolish fool.
Oh, well, there's that.
I don't.
What was it like? I know your ass don't remember where you were at.
I don't. Shit. No, I remember shit's not it.
All right, so let's see. What is the next thing? So we already said the hell no to the dragging around the ex mother-in-law.
Well, no, it's not like. Nah, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying like well defined. Like you got to make shit clear so people want to know if they with that shit. Like I don't know that I could. Like it's not like I said. Wouldn't have a problem with it if I know in advance, or if I know like this is what I mean, part of your world and part of your life. Then I cool. But like to a degree, like what I mean, like.
Yeah, because to me, it's like if you still seeming like you dating the last one, then you should just
Yeah,
go back
like
to
then,
the last
yeah,
one.
like I don't want it to be on that kind of
Because
time, but I definitely understand it being on some very much cordial. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what I mean? She called me. I give her a ride here and there. Like none of that shit like really bothers. You know what I mean? I wouldn't trip
I
about
mean,
that, but
I ain't
but
like,
I
oh,
just feel
no,
like it got to
no.
be like it got to be more. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
For me, it's like I'm not saying no, you can't give a ride or no, you can't do like you gonna do like you said. Folks gonna do what they want, what they're gonna do, and to me, it's like I actually want you to do what you want to do. I don't want nobody to be with me and be like, I ain't gonna do it because this bitch gonna be mad or oh, is she gonna be? But
Right.
at the same time, I also just don't. I want you to be considerate. Like you gotta move in a certain manner. Like depending on who the people are. Like although I have a relationship with you, like you my homie and all that, like if we were talking every day, I'm not saying like, oh, fuck you now, I'm not speaking to you or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know that my dude would want me to be on the phone with another dude every day. Like this, it's like, come on, some of this stuff has to shift. And speaking to other people, I've already like the uncomfortableness of putting another person in the situation. Like, okay, so now we having family dinner, and the ex used to come to all the dinners. Now she's still coming. What are we doing with that? Like,
Like I said, shit, in a lot of situations, going to fuck the dinner with the ex, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I really don't know if I mind that part. Like, depending on, I don't know. I guess
And it would really depend on the, like, again, like it depends on the vibe, and depends on the type of relationship, you know what I mean, you guys create.
right.
You know what I mean? I've had a situation very similar, and we developed our own relationship outside of what her prior relationship was with him, with my ex, right? And
Mm,
so in the beginning, being around was like, all right, you know what I mean? It's cool. You know what I mean? Like, because we all on the same type of time. We all doing the same things. You know what I mean? Everybody's on doing whatever they doing, and it's all good. I think at some point it does get to a point where you kind of just want to feel like you have your own nucleus. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And you're not always splitting your nucleus around. And then you kind of realize, like, yeah, that's not probably going to be the case. And so you kind of got to either accept it for what it is, or you just, you know what I mean? You just keep it pushing however you need to keep it pushing. But again, there's a lot of spaces where I think as long as you can develop a relationship outside of the BS, then it could work. Um, I think within boundaries, I think everybody got to have their own boundaries and shit. But like, I think it could work. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but I don't think like everybody is always mature enough to stand in that space, because it's not always easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not always easy, but what the fuck? What do you do? You know?
Yeah. Mhm. I mean, I don't know. As far as like, I don't know. I feel like when I think of it from my standpoint versus like from the dude's standpoint, I'm like, I think I'm not fair there. Because I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I don't know. If me and you broke up, I don't really want to go to your family stuff and all that. Like, I don't really. But when, like I said, when I was in Wisconsin, like I still very much maintained relationships with the family of my ex, like the whole time that I was there.
Right, but you had developed relationship outside of
Well,
your
before
relationship.
him, like I had
Right. You know what I mean? Like
relationships
those relationships
before
had
him.
existed prior to, during, and after. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, it's not like, so then that's a good flip. So should, when he decides to move on, should they feel like, oh, you shouldn't be able to be invited to da 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 da, or be around for da 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 because you're out here, and that she wants her own nucleus too. Why do she got
Right,
to keep splitting her shit, and you here? You see
right.
what I'm saying? See how that? So it's like
That's what
it,
I'm
it
saying. It's weird.
yeah,
Well,
it could be
for
weird.
us, I was like my household was like I was the party giver. I was the one doing all the stuff. So his whole family's coming to my house, and so then when he got an extra, then it was like uncomfortable for him, I'm sure. That's why
Right.
I was like, nah, this gotta stop. Y'all gotta do your own thing. Literally, I felt like, oh wow. But at the same time, I was like, damn, these is my folks. Like I didn't know how to
But at that point, but
run
you
through.
looked at something that was like, you know what? Somebody gotta like remove themselves. Somebody, like, somebody has to retreat. Somebody, because
Because
this
how
can't
weird
be
is it
like
for
this.
him not to come to Thanksgiving because it's at my house, but it's
Right.
his
His
whole
family.
family. Like,
Right.
what are we doing? This is like awkward or whatever.
No, I get
And
that.
I definitely wouldn't, at that point, I wouldn't have been like, oh, well, everybody come. Like, no, good day.
No, I get that point.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the flip side to it or whatever. Like,
Yeah, it is. It's the other side because everybody kind of wants to feel like they have their standing and their space, and rightfully so. Like that's not a bad thing to feel like. You know what I mean? When you come into a situation and you're in a, a serious, committed relationship with somebody that you might not want to have to look at the goddamn ex all the time. Maybe sometimes. You know what I mean? Especially if there's children involved. Maybe sometimes, yeah. But like on certain things, you kind of just want to look up and it's just y'all and not have to have a reminder of not the past in terms of the children, the past in terms of the actual ex being in the space with you or whatever. So I could see both points. Um, but if everybody is mature about it, then it works great. Then you got you a whole goddamn Will Smith, Jada, and Sheree situation. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And everything's everything. But that's also things that something that actually happens in time that ain't easy because everybody got feelings and emotions. It ain't like it just you just wake up like, oh yeah, she alright, and the other chick is like she alright, or this nigga's like, oh he cool, and the other dude like he cool. Nah, it takes time to get to move past that, to get to know the people that's involved, to make you know what I mean, because you already trying to figure out why they want to be around, and then until you realize their intentions are not shady, then you're like, all right, you're gonna let your guard down, and then it's like all good and blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. So
I mean, I don't know if you ever completely let your guard down with the next person, like, because you never know. Like, it's just like,
let my guard down in terms of like I'm always like, I think one of my biggest uh insecurities is being insecure, if that makes sense.
mm,
And I was telling somebody the other day, like, listen, I could like really love you and really want to rock with you and really want all these things with you. And you can be a phone call away, but if you treat me, handle me, or make me feel a certain vibe, I will never talk to your ass again. And I will curl up and do what I need to do to get over that moment or whatever the hell. But I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I just can't I can't put myself in that kind of space. So the fear of being that kind of vulnerable, the fear of being insecure or being perceived as insecure, I think like drives a lot of my actions or whatever, to where like I'm like I'll cut off my nose to spite my face in a New York minute. Like a dead ass. I'll do it. I don't even give a fuck. And I know that's like a bad habit of mine, but it is, definitely something that I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't really working on that shit, dog. I was about to say I'm working on, but that would have been a whole fucking lie. I'm not working on that shit right now, right this minute. But point still is, you know what I'm saying? It just feels easier to approach it from that direction rather than approaching it from with your full on heart or your full on losing my word, your full on gumption behind the shit, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't like to feel like I'm being like insecure, but shit, my ass will be on. I don't. Fuck that. Motherfucker tell me I'll reverse it. Like if I feel insecure, it's probably because some shit you did to make me like, hey, I ain't just out this bitch insecure. So if I feel that way, it's because you made me feel that way. So there's that. But yeah, if I don't like the situation, like I said, I can't control what folks do, but I definitely am gonna be like, nah.
Right, but it's your own insecurity sometimes that
No, a lot of times.
no, but I'm saying, but that's what prohibits you from being able to be in a space with or not be in a space. Well, yeah, well, be in a space with or be cool with your spouse or mate being in a space with an ex for any particular reason or whatever. It's because those particular insecurities that you might be feeling like this person might do X, Y, Z, or this thing might be an option, or that thing might can be an option or whatever. But you know, it's all rooted in. That's why that's why my thought is always let people do them. Like I expect you to do exactly what you want to do. I can't go wrong there. I'm gonna go wrong if I have expectations that of you, and then you completely miss the mark. But if I expect you to be who you are and to do what you want to do, then for you to disappoint me is gonna be a little bit harder. Cause I'm leaving, like I just expect you to do you. That's it. And then while you're doing you, if you do something that don't appeal to me, then I just will leave you alone. You know what I mean? It just seems simple for me in that kind of a way.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I don't know. That ain't simple. Cause I definitely be sitting around like I said, I gotta bring like I gotta say it. Like I don't like this. I don't like. I get that you want to do what you want to do, and that's okay. Do that, but for me, it's like, and this ain't even just only about others or whatever, but just in general, it's like if you're doing stuff that makes me uncomfortable, I like the space to be able to be like, even though that's what you're doing, that's what you're used to. To me, when you get with someone, it's supposed to your regular norm is supposed to shift a little bit, and so
Right.
I expect that of you. And then if you don't, like, it's not always gonna shift because sometimes it's fuck what I want, it's like what you want or whatever. And then you just gotta bring it back and be like, okay, well, this is what he wants, this is what I want. Is this make or break? Like, and that's really how I decided now. Like, it's like, because you're right, you can't make somebody do or not do. But I would hope it wouldn't be over some ties to some foolish, like not like that, not some. Because I mean, like even in relationships with we could be as connected as you want to be and all that. And I'm not saying exclude, act like you don't know these people, wipe them out, wipe them off the planet. I'm just saying moving respectfully is different. Like even the other side, why you want to just like, come on, go on now. Hey, I don't know. Like I think I'm a little bit. I've been on both sides of this, so
Right.
it's like because I trust myself.
I know I'm not doing shit, so I can be friends with
I'm not
everybody.
gonna mess with no nigga. I know I'll be cool. I know I can really be your friend and just be your friend. So for me, that's what it is. You're right. It's like it's an insecurity thing. Because it's always like, how innocent is this, or how legitimate is it about friendship or whatever? So
Yeah, but then it goes right back to like, how are y'all defining friendship? Like, oh, we used to fuck, we just cool now? Like, what? Because that, I mean, or you mean it like, she calls me when she needs help? Do you mean like, you know what I mean? You on her goddamn kids' emergency contact list, nigga? Like, what do you mean? What are we talking about? Like, help me understand. What
right
does
now,
that
are
look
we
like?
okay with the exes giving money to? Giving money to the exes. What about that one? Or to the friend, not even an ex, somebody that they like. If you okay with that?
I think if we're in a relationship, a serious committed relationship, um,
Her electric bill got cut off. Her lights are out. She needs.
Yankee Candle be having some bomb ass sales, but I'm just saying. I'm just fucking saying.
You gonna leave her in the dark?
Nah, nigga. I'm gonna have to tell the nigga deliver her some Yankee Candles, nigga, and all them funky ass flavors, especially like right about now. If she gets some spring scented ones, some spring scents, then you can probably get like 5 for fucking $20. If you try to fuck around and get these fall scents, you might only get you 2 for $25. So you might want to fuck around and get you some winter scented goddamn Yankee Candles, nigga. Some AA, take them AA batteries off your jump out of your jump off, nigga. Flashlight it up. Put a tent. Tell your kids it's a camping session for the next couple of days till we get connected with Instagram. No, I'm just joking.
Like, come on now. So what about in reverse?
No. I'm just joking in my talking shit. I'm serious what I'm saying, but I'm just joking because I'm talking shit. I'm just talking shit, but I'm serious, but I'm just talking shit, if that makes sense. But like, yeah, nah. Like if I'm like, so like, are you, okay, let me put some context on it. Do you mean like, let's say we're in the same household, or he's maintaining his own household and I'm maintaining my own household?
You're in yours.
But we are actively dating.
Yeah.
Or are we dating, or we're like together? Like that's my man.
No, I'm thinking
his woman.
together, like y'all are a couple.
We are a complete couple. Then you better goddamn not. You better goddamn not. You better goddamn not. Now, there's a caveat to that. If he said to me, Listen, old girl called me and said she's in a position. She don't have no lights on. She got the kids in the crib. Shit's fucked up for her. Da 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 da. Are you okay with me giving her a couple of dollars to make sure she's straight? I still would be like, where them kids dad? I would still ask, you know what I mean, a bunch of different questions, but ultimately the impact in me would be like, don't leave this bitch out fucked off like that. If you can help her, you help her. But I would definitely be like, we're not about to make this a thing, nigga.
So what if it's the same scenario and he tells you, but he doesn't ask you shit? He's just like, oh, she's fucked off, whatever. I'm gonna help her out. Like,
See, I wouldn't receive that well.
no.
I wouldn't receive you just telling me that you're gonna, like, we're in a whole relationship and you're like, my ex called me and said she fucked off, so this is what I'm going to do. Granted, it's your money, your da da da. But if we're in a relationship as a couple, nigga, then that just make us a couple of motherfuckers. Then at that point, if you just doing what the fuck you want to do,
Yeah.
we ain't a couple at all. We just a couple of motherfuckers. You can't you can't just make that kind of decision as it relates to a whole nother human. And just like, I respect it, but I'm definitely gonna move differently. It's gonna cause me to move differently. So it would just come across easier if you just said, hey, how do you feel about that? And even if I was like, nah, I don't really like it, and you're like, I respect how you feel, but I just really want to do it, I couldn't do nothing but respect that. Now it's probably going to change the complexion of our relationship, but I'm going to respect what he did, because ultimately, like, I would want him to make sure she good if he could do that for her and them kids. Now, if she didn't have no kids and she was just in the dark,
Dang, she gotta be in the dark.
nigga, if it was just her, nigga, nigga said 'twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, nigga, not a creature was stirring, not even the mouse, bitch. You better listen. You better get your cat eyes on.
That's hilarious.
He said you better put your cat eyes on, bitch, and don't be calling around here to motherfucking, you know what I mean? Not nothing that I'm attached to. Talk about you need some change, nigga. Like, fuck out of here.
Now, would you ask somebody who you used to date that was a friend that has a significant other?
If I was in a relationship,
No, if you was like, now you're single, you in the dark, would you ask your friend, the person that you used to date that's now in a different relationship? Like in reverse, just reverse it.
yeah, I got it. See, the thing is, I'm prideful as fuck, so it's probably a no. It's probably a strong no on in any, like, I could be struggling right now, and the people I deal with would never know until shit really. You know how I am with it. Like, you would never know till shit really hit the fan. I'm like, yo, listen, this is what happened, and then you'd be like, how long this been going on? I'd be like, yo, for like 3 months now, but chill. I'm gonna figure it out. Like, this is where it is, but. So I'm not, and I can know the person is in a position to help me, and I'm not gonna, I still will kind of suffer in silence, you know what I mean, type of time or whatever. So that's kind of like why when I do take the time to I do humble myself enough to ask somebody for some shit, and then that's kind of why, like, I be like, like, you know what I mean, because I'm like, that just took a fucking lot. I didn't want to fucking do that, and then this type of shit, you know what I'm saying? So I probably wouldn't do it. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. But I guess it would honestly depend on, like, how dire my situation was. And I've been in some dire situations and I didn't do it. So, like, I'm probably gonna say no, because I've been in a space that would have called for a moment like such, and I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say no, I wouldn't do that. Nigga said, so with respect, I appreciate nigga not calling my guy asking them for no nickels.
Right. See, now I'm like, damn, I feel like such a hypocrite when I think of it in reverse for everything, because I mean, I like to say I ain't out here just asking anybody, but like people that's important to me, like, or people that like I have long history with or whatever. I guess it's not really no ex I'm really trying to call to ask to bail me out of something, really. So that one's a little bit I think different. Like I don't know if shit. I was trying to think like if I like in history or whatever, but I definitely don't have no problem taking no money from nobody who like, hey, that ain't my business. Like,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
funny about like I don't.
No, I don't mean like, and like I get it. Like if I need something, like I don't know, I should. I mean, you already know my family's my go-to. So, but I'm saying like if a dude, like I don't know, like if I was somewhere and motherfucker was buying food and shit, I wouldn't be like, no, you gotta
Oh
go.
no, not on that kind of time. I'm talking about like I'm in a
I know,
bind. I need X amount of dollars,
no,
and it's
I
this nigga, this minute.
couldn't
It's like nigga said, I'd rather gather up all the change I got in the crib and all the bottles I got all over the motherfucking place and fuck, you know what I mean? Start doing whatever I need to fucking do to fucking make the shit crack before I get to that place. Like,
Well,
cause
that's what I'm saying. But look, doesn't that kind of I lost my word.
signify.
Doesn't that kind of like determine the level of friendship though? Because you know everybody, oh, we used to date or we used to be together, but now we're friends. But that ain't who you calling on. That ain't your friend. Like,
But here's the other part, like when you say it like that, like when a chick calls on a dude she used to be tooling up.
this
Um
in this damn camera. I'm doing the
uh
wrong side. It's irritating me. Look,
uh
there
when
we
when a chick calls a dude, for example, that she used to be tooling up and start crying poor mouth and shit like that. Um, and I could be wrong, and I mean, I don't know. It's my opinion, so you know, what I mean, case of Roth on that. But it's like, is it really because she think the brother her friend, or do she,
No.
that's what I'm saying? Like, or is it more like she know that this nigga gonna fucking be like, oh, and fucking run of them fucking Coindellas type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's typically on some
Yeah.
bullshit. Like it's for me, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, with all due available respect to these bitches, typically it be on some fuck shit.
Yeah.
It don't be on no like, oh, this is my friend. Like he can call me if he need $1,000. He can't call you and get 1,000, nigga. Can't get nothing but $1,000 worth of coochie coupons from you. That's it. But you can get $1,000 from him though.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So like, and so again, I'm sure
That's
there's
what I'm saying. The friendship shit be like, let's just move on.
right, but again, there's still those moments. I'm still saying that there's still spaces where people can be friends. It's not that. It's just that when you flip it and start asking for certain shit, then it goes into a different complexion. When it's monetary, it makes me feel different a little bit, depending on like for example. Let's say you and your guy, you with your guy, and he has a friend that he's always had, homegirl, just his homegirl,
Mhm.
and she's been around. You've known that he's had this particular friend,
Yeah.
and then that friend, then he's like, "Yo, friend X, such. You're like, yeah, oh fucking, she's about to get evicted. She needs a couple of dollars. Are you cool with me giving her the money?" That would feel very different to you, because you'd probably be like, "Oh yeah, oh fucking, you know." Peaches is fucked up. Yeah, like if you got it to do and it ain't gonna fuck you over, like, yeah, look out for Peaches. Make sure Peaches straight. I know that's your girl and shit like that. Da 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 da. But on the flip side, if your dude said, yo, my motherfucking ex, like it's, me and her cool, she like mad cool, I'm like cool with her kids, cool with her family, cool with her mom and shit like that, whatever. Um, she just fucking found out that fucking her son, to get to fucking basketball camp, he needs fucking $500 fucking dollars, and she wants to borrow $500 from me or whatever. And you're like, who's this again? You're like, oh, this is Peaches. Where Peaches come from? Oh, this is my friend. Well, I never heard you talk about Peaches before. When have you been talking to Peaches? Nah, I ain't talked to Peaches in like 2-3 years. Peaches. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a very different thing. So that's why when I'm saying, like, when you define who these particular people are in your life that you fuck with in a certain kind of a way, it makes it, you may not like it totally, but it definitely feels different when and then that doesn't feel like, oh, friend that I've known for a certain amount of time, and that's my friend, and I told you about her, and she's in a bind. And then you got Peaches over here going through a motherfucking Rolodex and shit, seeing who she thought she had good coot noot to see who she can get some couple of dollars from. It's a very different thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when the friendships are defined, I think it comes across a little bit differently. Even if it's an ex, define that friendship. Tell me what that's supposed to look like. Is this a friendship? Is this an ex friendship? Is this a friendship where, you know, she still really deep down want to be back with you and is just kind of maintaining the friendship because that's the best she can get? Is this a relationship situation where he's just trying to be your friend because he's just trying to see, just want to keep close just in case you break up with the next nigga so he can swoop in and save the day for you? What is this? You know what I'm saying? Like on both ends, you just got to know.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's true. I think that's what I'm saying. I just think once it's been like full relations and all that, and like I know you said earlier, like sometimes folks just are better at being friends rather than being in a relationship. So then they dead it. I just think it's so much easier to move forward with what you're dealing with now, or rather than to drag in all the excess shit, especially people of our age, like motherfuckers using that shit. How many motherfuckers you gonna oh, I got 12 bitches, they all my friends, or women, they all my good friends now. It's like, fuck out of here with all that. Like,
let me be clear, like when I'm using the term bitches, I'm talking about for the fuck shit. I'm not talking about for the women. I'm just like women. It's very clear, like the bitches is the bitches. Hey, it is what it is, but the women are the women, so I'm using the term interchangeably to make a point. But yeah. So no, I get why you said that. But no, like I think friendships have to be
the women.
No, that's but what I'm saying is like when the women, when you got the women that are the friends and they come in and they on some, you know what I mean, friendship shit, and they need there in the bind and da. Like I said, men and women can have friendship. That's not strange. It's just when you know what I mean, when people slide in and you can kind of see what the intent is with it. And then that's not just for women, that's for men too, like on both sides. Like some dude, you know what I mean, just like they be talking about how the dudes start sliding up on people around January during tax time when tax season come back through, and then they start sliding up talking about, hey big head, nah nigga, my head's still small, bitch, back off me. You ain't getting none of this stimulus, brother. You can get the hell out. You won't be flipping my shit into nothing, nigga.
That's terrible.
Not at all. So yeah, like it's interesting though. I just think you got to define it, and I just think you got to be careful. It ain't. It's not an ideal. It's better to. I mean, but everybody got baggage though, right? Like we all got some level of baggage. Ain't nobody like without nobody,
right?
To that degree. So there's always going to be some level of baggage that gets carried. I guess it's just how you pack that shit up and how you store it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
how much of that shit you actually leaving out all around the living room.
Yeah, for me, I'm going individual by individual. So as far as for you, who's this one? What's that one? What's this? Like as far as situations, like in general, and just playing out. And then for myself, same thing, because I sit around like I said, oh, my friend's like, okay, let me reevaluate myself with this shit. Like, why is this your friend? What makes this your friend? Like some folks are, some are undeniably, some aren't. And I just be like, oh.
Some people are just your ex. You know what I'm saying? Some people are just simply like, oh, my ex this or my ex that. Whether it be a friendship, relationship, or whatever type of a ship it is, sometimes it's just the ex. Huh?
And some people are, who?
Exactly. Like, no, I didn't. Prove it. Okay, prove I did something. Prove I did it.
Great.
Be rebuking the hell out of that demon. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
That is hilarious. See, no, none of my regulars got on today, so
maybe they didn't get the notification.
See,
you probably just got to remind everybody to click your notification link so that they'll see it when you go live.
Okay, and then you gotta book her beauty bar, and then you have to engage, because I've been putting up questions. I stopped doing it. Like, I wasn't getting enough. I'm going back to it starting
You
tomorrow.
can't stop. You just got to keep going, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
You see
So
what
these
happens.
questions of the day, I'm waiting for you guys to respond, and then you guys are supposed to hit me up and tell me what type of topics you like. This topic, is this an interesting one? You guys can still comment in the inbox after the live, even if you watch it later, because I realize a lot of people watch, they don't catch it while we're live, and then they watch it later. So then they tell me. So I'm like, come on, getting these comments, and make sure you're following. That's what it is, Trent.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the question of the day, Lil, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh shit, I didn't do one today. That's what I was
No, I
saying.
mean the last one you did. Do you remember?
I can go right to it. Even though I just screenshot. Give me a second. Oh, I gotta close out of the live.
Oh no, I can find it. I was just
My fault.
curious to know what it was. Oh, okay. Is sex appeal something you have naturally or is it learned?
Yeah. What y'all think?
That was actually a really good question. I was looking to see what people were gonna say. Um,
What's your take?
I on it like I don't know. Um, I don't. You know, I ain't gotten there, so I don't. I clearly like I have no idea. That's why I was trying to figure out what the fuck. But I think for like the best way in my mind that I can describe it for me is that like when you get when you put on a certain particular outfit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know your hair is done and your eyebrows is well manicured, your nails and your feet look like they supposed to be looking, your skin's soft and early and shit like that, and you know you got on your outfit and it's fitting, you know what I mean, and you know everything is in the places they're supposed to be, and you look at yourself and you literally be on some goddamn to yourself. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like in my mind, whatever that energy that makes you feel that is probably what sex appeal equals out to for people who possess it. It's just natural. Like, so for me, I have to go through all the bells and whistles to feel that way, right? Like, I have to, you know what I mean? Like, I have to be dressed for me to feel like I really look like something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like, oh, this must be what people who just naturally exude that energy feel like all the time, and then that's what shines through that you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? But again, I was interested to see what people were gonna say because I really don't necessarily know. Like I know what the dictionary definition is, but I'm talking about like from a human perspective,
Right.
what that
Okay.
looks like. Huh?
Also, so now that you've said that, I'm like, do people who possess sex appeal realize it? Because like
They
for me, I'm always like, I ain't got a sexy bone in my goddamn body. So it's like, I don't know. But like, so my oldest daughter, she says the same thing, like, girl, you know, sexy ain't our thing. Where my youngest daughter, we all be like, oh, this little sexy motherfucker here, like, whoa. But I don't know that she walks around feeling like, oh, I'm the sexiest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
but
know.
it's something about that personal confidence that whether she recognizes that she's doing it, she does it. And I feel like it may just
Yes,
be a
yeah.
natural emission of
Mhm.
energy that you give off. In my, I mean, like I said, I could be completely wrong, but in my mind, it feels like something that's like very natural. And I don't know if you can learn it. You might. I mean, I guess you can learn any goddamn thing. I mean, if you can learn brain surgery, you can learn how to have sex appeal. I would imagine, right? So,
I don't know.
but it's definitely an interesting topic. I think we should like definitely at some point delve a little more into what that looks like on a panel, just to talk to a few other men and women, just to get what their take is and how men view sex. Because every man doesn't view sex appeal the same way. Like some men might look at a woman that's scantily dressed and find that sexy, and then somebody might see a female completely covered up in a sweatsuit and find that sexier. So it just depends on like what your view and vantage point is in that space. So I'd be interested to know what that looks like. So I think that would be an interesting next topic, as well as your topic of shop talk question of the day of is it okay to mix business with pleasure? I think that was a good one too. So I think one idea could be addressing some of your shop talk questions to kind of get more into the thought behind it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
dig a little deeper. I think that might be kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I think you should have, maybe the audience, once they go back and view it, they can look back at the shop talk question of the day that's on Book of Beauty Bar and kind of respond to it and give us some ideas of what you think. And, we can kind of spin off of that and go from there and have a conversation. Because again, none of us are doctors. We're just offering opinions.
Right.
That's
Right.
it.
And even so, for me, like for tonight, I'm looking at like, yeah, my opinion on one end is this, but on the opposite end, it's that, and it's the same. It's the same situation, just in reverse. So it's like, I don't know. I gotta work on that because that's hypocritical. Like, how do you feel this way when it comes to you, but then when it's them versus you, then you don't feel it. And I'm like, that's bogus. Like,
Yeah, it definitely got to fall on both sides.
yeah. So see, when you start talking about it, then you're like, oh shit, I'm out here on both playing both sides of the fence for some shit. Like, nah, don't
Like
do
when
that.
I was in the boat, it was cool, but when I'm out the boat, it's like, nah, get out of here.
Yeah,
You're rowing holes in my jump off. You're rolling holes in my jump off.
like, absolutely not. And then I'd be over here like, well, this one,
Facts. So
this
see,
one's different.
it should be interesting though. It should be interesting.
Yeah. So please, guys, make sure you said follow the page. If you follow the
Yes.
page, then you'll get the notifications. And can you guys let me know if you're even getting the notifications, because I want to make sure that it's coming up for everybody, so you know when I'm on and all that. So any final words, True?
Final words. What can I say? What can I say in my JJ Evans voice?
I was gonna say in your best Jerry. What's Jerry Springer's little ending thing called?
Be good to yourself and each other. His little monologue. His little what's not a monologue. It's called something else. But he's like, be good to yourself and each other.
That's hilarious.
And then drop a little Russell Simmons. God bless you. Good
Yeah,
night.
like,
Oh,
good night.
no, but I think this was a good discussion. And as always, there's no right or wrong answer. We're just up here talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, hopefully no one gets offended by the strong language. We tend to talk strong sometimes. It happens or whatever. Um, hey, that's that on that. But I think in terms of the topic is concerned, we got to define what these friendships look like when they're from the opposite sex or whatever. We just got to know what's what. And I think if we walk into the situations being upfront and honest and clear about what's going on in our world, and again, this is once you decide you're going to be in a really serious relationship, then I think you got to define those things so things don't go to the left. And it's not going to be no perfect picture. It's not going to all look the way we want it to look, but hey, we can make a strong effort to try, I guess. The fudge.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I even have any final words. I think we've said enough. It's been a good one. I'll catch you guys next month. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. The other thing that I wanted to bring, maybe we should have like a live where we discuss, like where we go over the like how the topics were, like how we play this out, and then
Right.
it's not bloopers. What is it like?
Like like a recap
Yeah,
or something.
recap. Yeah, like recap.
It's sort of like a reaction video.
Yeah, because
Or I got one. I got a good one before we close. We can even talk about how when your friends start working out and taking trainer classes and stuff like that and trying, becoming certified trainers, and then suddenly they start talking to you in trainer talk and shit like that and saying shit to you like fucking core and mountain steps, like what the F that even means and shit like that. Maybe again, so to put this in context, I'm talking to Lil on the phone and she's pumping iron and shit, right, y'all? And
What?
she's like, you know what I mean? She's pumping iron real hard. And I don't even know. I asked her something relative to her pumping iron. And I was like laughing because like she's like literally like sitting down, like going ham with the arm weights and shit. And so I asked her something and she said, whatever, da, 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 in my core. And I'm like, my core? What the fuck's the core? And she's like, oh, your stomach. I'm like, so now we gonna start talking to me all greasy because you doing on the gridiron and shit like that. Now you're gonna start talking to me like this, like the fucking the core. Like, you know, she thought hit me with all this trainer talk, y'all, right? And then I asked her something else, right? I was trying to ask her about a piece of machinery because she's studying to be a certified trainer, y'all. So she didn't tell nobody that, but that is on
Yes.
her to-do list. She is doing that and she's good at it, but she's crazy as hell. So I'm asking her about something that you're laying down doing, and I can't think of the name of the machine, if it's even a name, but what it equates to is laying on your back, lifting the fucking like a bench press, I guess what it equates
Yes.
to. I say, well, what the hell is the machine, the thing where you laying down and you lifting the weights? She gonna say, oh, a mountain climber?
I thought she was saying when you laying down doing like when she was describing it at first. So I was like, oh, what, mountain climbers? And she's like, are you kidding me? But I'm saying, so let's take a poll for that. We're going to actually put a poll up. How many people know that your core is your stomach? Like, is that weird to be like, oh, I was like, it works out your core? Like,
And then in the same poll put, is it weird for someone to not just say fucking stomach instead of core? You know what I'm saying? Unlike, and the only reason you said core is because you had that fucking weight in your hands, dog. Like literally, I feel like you was over there feeling like whatever bodybuilder you was on. You was on your Leroy Silas, dog. You was over there. You was over there in your Leroy.
I cannot. See, that's why the phone went out. All right, I'm ending it on that note, guys. So stay tuned. We got more stuff coming up, but make sure you guys are following or hitting the notification so that you're seeing when we're live. We got more topics. Make sure you're interacting with these questions of the day, and we'll see you next week. All right.